Hi, I'm Miriam J, also known as Epitome of Classy, also known as your bougie bestie. And I am a content creator. My biggest platform is TikTok, where I have 1.4 million followers. And yeah. So I grew from 100K followers to 1 million within 6 months, mainly because of consistency. But what really like drove that number up was me and my friend Jazzy. We went on vacation to St. Thomas and we kind of like snapped through that island. And as we were doing that, we were showing like the beautiful scenery, and like we had a super trendy song attached to it, and it hit like 10 million within a day. And it's been up from there. Do I think this is the peak of my social popularity? No, I feel like the sky's the limit. I want to grow like beyond where I am at. Honestly, like I know some people look at me and they're like, what do you mean? You have like 1 million followers. And I'm like, no, but look at this person. They have 10 million. Like, you know, I want to be on that level. Who made me start influencing? I was honestly influenced by a couple of people growing up. I watched Aaliyah J and Jackie Aina a lot. Also Carly Bible. That was like, I was so obsessed with YouTube at some point, and like during that era when I was a teenager, those were like the big YouTubers to watch, or the up and coming YouTubers. But those 3 women are who heavily played a role in why I started influencing. But what gave me like the push to do it is honestly like everyone around me. Like people would look at me, like look at my makeup, and they'll be like, girl, you need to like be on TV, or girl, you need to like, you know, start a YouTube and show people how to do like your eyebrows or your eyeliner or whatever. So yeah, those 2 factors played a role in why I started influencing. In the beginning, my content on YouTube was more makeup tutorials. That was my passion at the time. It's still my passion, but now it's more so like a hobby on the back end, and I'll like bring it out here and there. But that was my content. It wasn't really doing that well, but you know, whatever. In the beginning of TikTok, I really was just doing those like cutesy videos and stuff like that. They weren't really going anywhere either, up until like I posted this one hair tutorial and it like went viral, and then it was like I like went from like having like 9K to like 100K, and then like, you know, when I did the little snappy video through the island, I went from 100 to 1 million. So my large social media platform is a huge confidence boost, but my ego has never gotten in the way of like anything personally. I can honestly say that I'm super humble. Even like when people recognize me in public, they're like, you look familiar. Like, you know, my friends have to tell them like, she's TikTok famous. Like I don't like outright say it. When I enter a room or anywhere, I don't just like, you know, throw out, you know, what I do or who I am. Like, you know, I just let them figure it out, or, you know, my friends will let them know or something like that. But so how my friends see my job, honestly, they're super supportive and, you know, they love it. However, my friends, like, they're all like, they all work in an office 9 to 5s. Like they don't do, you know, the social media. They don't like, you know, create content like I do. One of the disadvantages of having friends that are like so far off from like, you know, my aesthetic or what I do is like when I want to incorporate them in my content, or like say we go through something and I find it so funny and I want to like replicate it in a video, I typically have to find like other content creators to do that, because my friends don't really care to be like in front of the camera too much, especially when it comes to acting. They don't mind being behind the scenes, but they don't want to be like, you know, the main character. The way my family has influenced my upbringing is, one, my dad like instilled hard work into my sister and I. He really told us to put our all into whatever we do, whatever our name is going to be on, like make sure it's perfect, make sure we like it. And that's how he has like influenced like my work ethic. And my sister has influenced me to be true to myself and be like, you know, pretty much show my personality in front of the camera, because when I first started doing social media and stuff, I was like too focused on being like too pretty and perfect. And she was like, you're fucking hilarious. Like, why don't you show more of like your comedy and like more of how funny you are? And then I started to, and here we are. So yeah. So the epitome of classy look is not my full persona. I feel like it's like a good 30% of it. So yeah, I do love, you know, the hair and the nails and the makeup and the lashes and like, you know, the exaggerated looks and stuff like that. I freaking love it. I live for it. But majority of the time I'm really in like sweatpants and like no makeup and just editing or watching TV, stuffing my face with whatever. But how I would describe myself is super laid back, non-judgmental, goofy, bubbly. I'm a good person. As my popularity grows, my content does change as well. Because as I'm growing, I'm also attracting like newer audiences. So I do try to, I do try to incorporate a lot of not only like my own experiences, but other experiences into my content as well. That way I guess I could be more of a well-rounded content creator, if that makes sense. I view my followers as like my bougie besties. You know, they actually gave me that name and I kind of like gave them that name back, but I have accepted the name as well. And I'm like, we're just all each other's bougie besties. I honestly really do love my followers. Now, I mean, I get those little stragglers, those little trolls here and there, but I freaking love my followers, honestly. Like, if somebody like replicates one of my videos without tagging me, like my followers will be like, this is the epitome of Classy's content, give her credit. And I'm like, thank you. But they're so supportive and they repost like all of my stuff. And honestly, I wouldn't be here without my bougie besties. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself on the big screen. Like I see myself like in a movie, acting, probably like a comedy movie or something like that. Multiple movies, actually. I see myself in commercials. I see myself having like big brand deals with like Nike, Apple, shoot, I don't know. But yeah, that's where I see myself. So the advice I would give somebody who wants to be an influencer is to be consistent. Like, consistency is key in like everything, honestly. Be consistent, be smart, like, hold on, sorry. Be consistent, like, don't stop, like, keep going. Also, I do know like there's a certain point where, you know, you kind of have to be real with yourself. If something isn't working, you have to do something. Like, you have to like change something, because, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you know? So that's the main advice I would have, is to like be consistent in whatever you do. Don't stop your consistency. Whatever your outcome is at that moment, just keep going, because whether you blow up or don't, it will teach you a lot about, you know, whatever you're doing. It'll give you lots of insight and you'll feel more fulfilled at the end.